All right, let's do the feedback for Playtest 3. And this is Clerics and Revised Species. We'll see what this looks like in depth and share my screen with you here. There we go. Just checking real quick that everything's working, microphone's working. Yeah, that looks good. All right. So take the survey on the feedback. Hope you guys are all weathering the storm okay. Not bad here. I'm off work today, so I got the last of my Christmas shopping done, and it actually was a blessing because there's no one in the stores. I agree to the terms. And next. All right. Cleric, yep. First edition of D&D I played was basic. And next. And if you have any questions, throw them in chat there. Have you play tested? Hey, Shane. Thanks for joining the chat. If you got any questions, throw them up there, Shane. Have you play tested the Cleric class? Yep. How satisfied overall are you with the Cleric class? I'd say satisfied. Next. Okay. Creating is just fine. Multi-classing is just fine. Channel Divinity, I like to get it at first level. I like its proficiency bonus per long rest. I like the new things they added at first level. I like the turning. Divine Spark seemed maybe slightly, I don't know, a little underpowered maybe. Hey everyone, I hope it's not snowing too hard where you're at. Shane, how deep is the snow there? Is it 6-pack, 12-pack, or 24-pack deep yet? First level spell casting, yep. Second level Holy Order. I like the Holy Order. That was a neat addition. Kind of puts it in a weird spot though, where you're going to get like a chain shirt to start, and then you need to go buy some chainmail right away when you're second level. But overall, I like it. Cleric subclass coming at third. I like that. It's a interesting thing trying to explain how you have a cleric's class, but you don't have any deity specialization. And I just think of it as, you get more secret knowledge as you go. The feat, same as always. I like their Smite Undead. I like how it went from it used to do automatically destroying certain CR Undead, and now it does damage to all CR Undead. All right, Smite Undead. So I'll do very satisfied with that. Oh, and this is available. Let's see, I'm doing this right here. Yeah. So there's a URL to get to it. Cleric Revised Species. Okay. Subclass feature at 6th level. Yeah, that's fine. Blessed Strikes. That was fine. And that a lot of different cleric subclasses had that built into their subclass in some way. Feat is fine. Holy Order. So I'm going to put a comment for Holy Order. This is something that David actually suggested, and that was add options to make the orders, like you could take a second step in the same order to take a second. So if you were like the militant order, let's look at that. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I don't think because by the time you get it, you're not really destroying, you're not fighting undead that are so low. So and that's why I like it, that you can destroy, or you do damage to all undead, which will destroy the low CR undead, which you probably aren't fighting anyway. Okay, so the holy auras or orders. Here we go. So if you had protector, so the idea being in the comments there, if you had protector, you become a better protector. Maybe you gain some sort of like fighting style or something like that. Scholar, maybe you get more expertise in more different areas, etc. So that was an idea that David had for that. Add options, take second step in the same order. Yeah. Okay. So that's holy order. I like that. And then subclass. It's fine. Divine intervention, fine. Basically, everything else is just fine. How satisfied are you with the elements in the life domain? So life domain overall, satisfied. So this is an interesting thing on divine on the domain spells. You don't get the first level bonus spells. You can see there's no first level bonus spells. And so I'm just going to add a suggestion. Add in level 1 bonus spells. Now some people may feel that you don't really need that, but I liked it. So add level 1 bonus spells. And then if we look at the Cleric of Life, this they got right away, or maybe in a little bit higher level, second or third level or something like that. Preserve Life was a channel divinity feature that they got right away. And they moved it up to sixth level. Looks like they'll probably do that across the board. Now they already have two other channel divinity features, so I'm okay with that. I never much thought this was very strong though. This feature can bring a creature to half its current hit points. I would just get rid of that last caveat there. So I'm going to just say remove that. Oh, that didn't copy too well. Okay. Domain spells fine. Disciple Life is good. Preserve Life is good. The Supreme Healer now used to be 17th level, now it's 14th level. That's pretty strong. I don't know if I'd want to do max healing on everything at 14th level. I might say slightly dissatisfied. I don't know what I'd do exactly different than that. Any comments on the Cleric before I hit the next button? Any questions? Overall, the Divine Spark was a little underwhelming. Could do a little bit more damage. I'm going to say maybe more damage or healing. Maybe instead of it being like a straight D8 times proficiency bonus, it's plus your ability modifier. Something along that lines. Okay. All right. I imagine this survey is going to be shorter than the last one. The last one was like 37-page playtest, and this is only a little over 20. Let's see, all characters. Ardling, I mean, they're all fine. Ardling, say satisfied, very satisfied. Goliath, very satisfied. Okay, now the Ardling. The thing about the Ardling is, of the animal ancestries, Swimmer gives you resistance to cold, which is a huge benefit. The other three don't. And then one of my players complained about the Climber ancestry. Let's take a look at that real quick. Am I into the glossary already? Yeah, okay. So Climber gives you an unarmed strike. And I don't know, how much useful that'd be really, but maybe if it was like a bonus or an offhand, or you did it slightly more damage to regular attack or something like that, might be more useful. You have climb speed, which is great. The flyer, you can land safely, you can glide. You can get advantage on jump checks. The racer dash action speed increases for that action. And then, of course, swimmer gives you resistance to cold, which is really strong. So what would we say? I'd say, they're all fine. And then the divine magic is a little underwhelming. You get one cantrip. It says starts out with thaumaturgy as an example, but as soon as you do a long rest, you can change that to something different. So then I'm going to go with dissatisfied on that. And keen senses, I saw someone online point out. So does that mean everyone's got really good ears? Even the frog, the dolphin, maybe the dolphin and the shark, maybe, yeah. Um, so I'm I'm okay with that. Whatever on that. So here we go. Balance the ancestry resistance to hold on only one of them. All right. Next. The breath weapon's interesting that you can go from a cone to a line at will. And I wonder if they'll do the same thing with dragons. And that'd be pretty cool. I mean, black dragons and blue dragons are often, like they couldn't really do necessarily as good as any dragon that had a cone weapon. So I like that. Like the resistance, dark vision's fine. I didn't like draconic flight. It just didn't. It felt kind of tacked on and cheap. Um, Maybe if it was some sort of magical thing, you didn't sprout those fake wings. Maybe I don't know. So overall, just the draconic flight felt cheap, or maybe not on theme. I now know you can live stream with a webcam. Okay. Yep, I can. Um, let's see here. Dragonflight, fell cheap, and next. Goliath. So Goliath was really interesting in that Goliath added basically a lot of things that like Ruin Knights had been playing with. And I like that now the giant ancestry is built into the Goliath. The only one that looked a little overpowered might be the hill giant one that basically every attack you can knock someone prone. So once you get up to multiple attacks, that gets real strong real fast. Give yourself advantage basically after the first attack. And everyone else who comes after you before the opponent goes again. Otherwise, everything looked pretty good, I thought, for the Goliath. You still have the regular stone and stone's endurance if that's what you want to do. So let's look at, yeah, I liked all these. The hills tumble, nope. Everything else looked good. And then I don't know if that hill tumble should be once per your turn, but even that's pretty strong. Or just come up with something different for the hill giant. Or limit it to proficiency bonus per long rest. Are any of them like that? Let's see. Or are they all like that? You can use the chosen benefit. Oh, it's already like that. Okay. Well, then maybe it's not as strong as I was worried about. I have to retract my statement. I think it's fine. Right. Yeah. I hardly ever have my face on a video. I'm doing that more and more, though, with these live videos that we're doing. And with this streaming software, I might do it even with games because you could actually run a game with this kind of software pretty easily. Although a lot of players don't like to be on video, so I wouldn't push that necessarily. Okay, so satisfied with all of them. Leave that off. And next. Please rank your preference for the following terms. Oh, okay. With regard to drag items from left hand, why did you choose your favorite? I think this is about the race change, I believe. Okay, so of these, I guess I'd go species, kind, and subtype, maybe. I like species, the scientific term, but I like Lineage. Better as sort or as a fantastical term. Any thoughts on that on the stream? I wonder if I get more questions here about the race question. Let's see what we get. Any more questions on the race? Nope, that was the only one. Weird. Okay. Do you use feats? Yeah, all the time. Of the feats as presented in the article. The article. How many feats did this article have? It only had a few. They did some updates. They did the ability score improvement feat. First time we saw that one, I think. And then a few epic boons. Apply the number as a bonus to the roll. They're not saying here if you get to see the result first. Like a lot of things are changing to where you see the result before you use it. So I'd say you should be able to see the result. Spell recall. Any spell you have without expending a spell slot. You gotta be careful there because I think some powers talk about spending spell slots to cast a spell and then the power takes effect. Truesight to 60 feet. I mean, I hardly ever get to 20th level. And once I'm at 20th level, we play 1 or 2 adventures. So I'm not a 20th level player too much. Any of you guys 20th level players online? I mean, we did the Oracle of War campaign, and that was really fun. But there's only one adventure at 20th level. And I think there's a lot more available in AL, but stuff's just bonkers by the time you're that high level. Okay, so feats, I guess they're fine. Which of these feats have you play tested? Really, none of them, but I read them. How satisfied are you? Yeah, that's good. Only one that seemed appropriate for level 20. Were they too weak for level 20? Or too strong? All right. So, Epic Boon of Fate, satisfied. Is Fate Boon after no results or before? I would make before. Spell recall, it's fine. Truesight's fine. Those all look good. Very weak for level 20. Yeah, okay. Which is the one you thought was strong enough, was appropriate for level 20? Let me see if I can guess before you type in the answer. Looking at these guys. Adding a d10, no big deal. Spell recall, cast a spell at 5th level or lower. That's pretty weak. True Sight constantly is pretty good. I'm going to say it's True Sight. We'll see what you say, if it was True Sight or not. Okay, that's good. Next. Rules Glossary. Okay, Aid Spell. I was dissatisfied with that. Aid got much weaker. Perhaps better at 10 temporary hit points and at 5. Attack action, that's fine. And they have where you can equip or unequip between every attack or before or after every attack. True Sight, good. That's what I guessed. Okay. Then Banishment spell, I was very satisfied with that, except Banishment. Checking. So PC Fae don't get sent to other planes. Although if you fail 10 saving throws in a row, maybe you deserve to go to another plane. That's banishment. Grappled condition. I'm still not happy that grappled is basically you hit your grapple. So I don't like that. Guidance. I like how the guidance spells are working. I'm glad they took away where you have to track if a person's had it already. So I like that. Influence is neutral. I pretty much might ignore it while I'm playing. Light weapon property I like. Long rest is fine. Magic's fine. Prayer of healing. They changed it a little bit and made it a lot fewer people, potentially, when your wisdom modifier is low. Let's take a look at that. Prayer of healing. Number of willing creatures equal to your spellcasting ability modifier. So 3 when you're low level, 4, maybe up to 5 at most. Yeah, probably up to 5. Whereas it used to be 6. It gives them the benefit of a short rest now, which is new. Heals 2d8. And then it's got this thing where you have to track it for people, so you can't do it on people twice, which I hate having to track things on other people. Like I want to be able to track that I've done something, but not that I've done something to someone else. If aid renewed when you rolled initiative, that's an interesting idea. Yeah. So you get your 5 temp hit points back every time you roll initiative. That's an interesting take on that. I didn't even think of that. Okay. So prayer healing, I guess I'm going to come down to satisfied. I don't know. Priest pack's fine. I like resistance. Wow. I just noticed that they have don't know, not sure, to the right of very satisfied. So if I was like halfway down the chart and I really like something, I might click over here, thinking it was even better than just very satisfied. Spiritual weapon. So this one's tough. It got a lot worse. I mean, it was, hands down, take this spell no matter what if you're a cleric. So that's probably a good sign it was too powerful to start. It takes concentration now. That's the big change. It does increase damage faster, so at high levels, it's going to do a lot of damage. I don't know. Overall, I guess I'm neutral towards it. And then Truesight, I'm fine with that. All right. What do you guys think of all those? My call says also that for banishment, the extra planar target's name should get disadvantage on their saving throws, making it at least a little more possible to be permanently banished. That means if you knew their true name, I think. Is that what you mean? All right. Goodbye out of D&D. Hope you feel better. All right. So that is that one. Next. How satisfied are you with the elements of attack actions presented in the article? Did they change moving between attacks? Let's make sure I didn't miss a change here. Does anyone know, did they change moving between attacks? Attack action. You can make one attack with a weapon or unarmed strike. You can equip or unequip before or after each attack. If you move on your turn, you can use some or all of that movement to move between the attacks. Gives you more than one attack. So it seems like no change. So yeah, I'm very satisfied with that. Like them both. Both sound good. All right, next one. The influence action. So they cleaned up influence a bit. I like that they did that. I don't know exactly how much I'll use influence, but let's look at what they did. So creatures now have attitudes of indifferent, and if they're indifferent, a successful charisma check is usually necessary to influence them. Friendly, when you make the check, you succeed automatically. And hostile, you got to make one or more charisma checks, and the DM might determine that the hostile creature is so ill disposed that it doesn't matter. So then the DM might temporarily shift a hostile creature to indifferent or indifferent to friendly. And what that does is when you make your charisma check, you have advantage on the check if the creature is friendly and disadvantage if they're hostile. It used to be the interaction give you advantage or disadvantage. Now it's the creature's disposition, which the interaction could change. So same result, but maybe a little clearer. and then they up the DC. So it used to be just a set DC, but now it's either 15 or their intelligence score, whichever's higher. And they specify that if you fail, you have to wait 24 hours. And that if the check succeeds, it's one action, not a whole string of actions. So, I mean, overall, I like all the changes they made. I still may not use it very often. And see what you guys think on that. A fiend, they get advantage on the saves. Okay. So you're talking about like someone who's not native to the plane that you're on, maybe. Yeah, because you're right. I mean, it's going to be really short lived. Most creatures will make their save. Those that don't might be gone for a round or 2 rounds. So it's like went from extremely powerful to maybe not as powerful enough. So I like that idea, to give disadvantage on saves if you're not native to the plane you're being that the banishment spell is being cast on. That's a really good idea, I think. Too bad I'm. Oh, I can go back. Yeah. Okay. Banishment check wording to PC. Fae don't get sent to other planes. Maybe 2 week now. Consider advantage for creatures current plane. I think that's what you intended to say, Michael, and I'd like it if that's what you're thinking. All right. Got that one. Got that one. Wow. Much shorter survey this time. What is it? 27 minutes in? I think the last one took me over an hour. So I don't really have any additional comments. Do you guys got anything? Influence is improved, but I cannot see using it all that often either. Yeah, I agree. Really, it's just role play that stuff is what I do mostly. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to finish it off, and thanks for stopping by to check out the stream. Oh, wait. My age 52. Next. Prefer not to answer racial questions. Gender doesn't matter. And that's it. All right. Thanks, guys.